Welcome back to Sunday AM. From European Cups to Grand Slams, our next guest has made history with his native province and country, and it doesn't stop there. Having
donated a load of his Leinster and Ireland gear to St Vincent de Paul and Maynooth, he's also determined on helping those in need. Devin Toner joins us this morning. Good morning, Devin.
Morning, Devin.
How are you?
We've saved some nachos for you. Haven't quite managed to get through them all.
Eyeing them up there now.
Don't you worry, there's loads left. Let's talk about Vincent de Paul and your connection to them and where this idea came from of collecting this gear over the few years and donating to them. Why them?
Yeah, well, I suppose I went to school in Castleknock, and that's a Vincentian school. So, like, I've had a long kind of history of doing stuff with them over the years in the school, 6 years there, and it's kind of embedded in me now, I suppose, that I'm a Vincentian at heart. So, we were at home kind of decluttering the place because we've got a little 10-month-old at home. So, as you can imagine, it's quite hectic at home.
You need to make space.
We need to make a bit of space. So we're going through all the gear, and I've gone through about 4 or 5 years longer of stuff at home. So I decided to, like, I suppose my brother is sick of getting it at this stage, so he's got enough with it.
The hand-me-downs.
Exactly, yeah. So I decided to... just to donate to Vincent's and put a tweet out there saying it's available if you want to go down and buy some. So yeah, no,
I'd imagine people want to buy it as a piece of history and a piece of you, as opposed to it might fit them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I said most of it's a bit 2XL, a bit of 3XL pants somewhere. So I don't know if they'll fit anyone, but
they are an amazing charity who do incredible work, and they need help from people who have public profiles. I know we had Brendan O'Carroll on before, and he does a huge amount of work, and because he said the charity was so important to him, he thought as a child he had 2 uncles called Vincent and Paul because they called to the house so often, helping out his mother and helping out the family. They do incredible work, and it's incredible that he gives back. And you give back because you have a connection with them.
Yeah, very much so. It's so important. Can we talk about the year you've had?
What a miserable year that was.
Simon was feeling sorry for you a little bit.
I mean, Devin.
Let's just go through. So, Grand Slam win, series in Australia, Pro 14 with Leinster, European champions. What are you? Have you peaked too soon? Japan, I'm a bit concerned about.
It
must have been incredible. Can you pick a highlight?
It's been a phenomenal year, an absolute phenomenal year. Like, you can't look past the Grand Slam as well. Like, that was unbelievable. But then to top it all off with the European Championship that we won over in Bilbao, that was brilliant. And then to do the double with the league as well.
But when you at the start of a campaign, and every sportsman will say this, that look, every competition we're going into, we want to win it. But realistically, you think, well, there's no way we'll hoover up everything. But at what point in the season did you think, do you know what, we've a shout at all of these? Now, obviously, if you get to the semi-finals, but when did you think this is on?
I suppose, like, in particular with Leinster, we've been we were playing well kind of all year, and we got through our group stage in Europe. We got 6 wins out of 6, and we did really well, and we were coming up against some of the biggest teams in Europe. So we kind of knew that obviously we're quite good this year. We kind of went on from there, and we kind of just built momentum, and then...
But people are saying this is an incredible team full of fresh flesh, of young blood, and therefore things look very promising for the World Cup, because this team is only sort of on this great path and can only get better. So if you've managed to achieve everything you have so far, or is the World Cup too far away? Are you not thinking about that at the moment? 1 game per time?
Yeah, no, it's not really, to be honest. Like, everyone knows that Japan is in the back of your head. It's the big picture sort of stuff, but rugby is such a 1 game at a time kind of game. Do you know what I mean? So we're back in pre-season tomorrow to get ready for September. So for the league to start.
But it was hugely important, that win in Australia, wasn't it? In terms of putting down a marker, not that you already hadn't with the Grand Slam, but just in terms of next year and winning the first series down there since '79.
Confidence level.
That was a huge card to lay down, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was brilliant. Obviously, because rugby's so big down in the Southern Hemisphere, and Australia are such a good team, that to be able to get that series win was brilliant.
And coming from a game down.
Exactly, yeah, I know. Yeah, coming from 1-0 to come down to win it 2-1 was absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
It always fascinates me when people play for their province or play for their club and then play for their country as well. Obviously, the management is different. So how different is it working under, let's say, Joe Schmidt as opposed to Leo Cullen? Obviously, their style is different.
Yeah, they're different, but they're also kind of similar as well. I think Leo has learned a lot from Joe, obviously, because Joe coached in Leinster. when he came first.
You played with Leo when he was
I
still
did
a
play
player.
with Leo, yeah, I did, yeah. I was his understudy. When he got injured, I got to play a few
Here,
games.
so you're obviously friends.
Yeah, exactly.
He taught
yeah.
you everything, you know.
He did. He is hands down the person who has taught me the most
Absolutely.
in rugby, 100%. But yeah, no, they do have similar coaching styles, but they're obviously different as well. And we obviously got Stuart Lancaster in Leinster as well, who has brought a whole different thing to attacking philosophy to Leinster. So yeah,
did he get any stick during the season in terms of the Grand Slam? And was there any needle? Did you just give it to him a bit?
Not really, no.
Ah, Devin, you must have done.
Not officially.
Yeah,
What's it like though when that happens? Say in terms of
Look at that.
when Ireland come up against England, and you have such a relationship with Stuart Lancaster, like is it playful jibes? Is there niggle there?
It's not really jibes because like he would, because he's just delighted for us as players because he's our coach. I mean, so he would obviously tell us little things about English players and stuff as well. Like so, yeah, no, he's delighted for us as a team and as players because I'm sure like once you're a coach of a group of young lads, you want them to do as best as they can, and you see them winning, you see them getting better and better, especially with the younger lads in the squad, like say James Ryan and kind of
seeing them come through.
Andrew Porter, all them little
hugely fulfilling for the coaching staff.
100%. Yeah.
And what about the backs coach and Conte coming back? Because that's going to be incredible. Having
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you played with him.
I played with Felipe as well. Yeah, no, yeah, really looking forward to Felipe coming back. I think he's going to add a lot to the culture, and I think Leinster done really well to get them homegrown coaches who have played for the province who really know it. Yeah.
And you mentioned there Ryan and Henderson and Ringrose and all these wonderful players coming up. Obviously, you've cemented your place on the team, but there must be sort of an air of vulnerability among all players because you never really have your place secured.
Yeah,
it could take something simple like an injury or just somebody outplaying you
Somebody
in
behind
practice.
you, coming up through the ranks.
There always is. Like you always are. Like obviously, second row is one of the most contested positions. You've got Henderson. As you said, you've got James Ryan, who's proven to be one of the best players in the world at the minute. Tyke Burns come back from Munster. Like so, it's
Does that help you? Do you think
I
that
think so.
competitive
Yeah.
streak?
Oh, no, 100%. 100% it does. Yeah. I think just the main thing is try and keep injury free and just try and keep playing your best. Yeah.
You said recently in an interview as well that someone was asking about the rise of rugby, you know, how popular it's become. And you put it down, I thought that was very interesting. You said, well, winning's a great way to have the popularity of the sport, going back as far as Munster winning the Heineken Cup.
Yeah.
You put it down to that because that's what makes people get involved, isn't it?
Well, I think so. Like the more you win, the more it's in the public eye. Do you mean obviously Ulster won the European Championship first, and then Munster went ahead and won two, and then Leinster came on board and started winning then, and then obviously the Ireland team got the Grand Slam in 2009, and then we started winning Six Nations championships, and everyone's kind of realising, oh, well, hang on a minute, we're quite good at this sport. So I think once everyone kind of realises how good it is, you get on board.
Well, then of course the game goes pro, and then you've got the injection of money because then you need cash in order to, you know, I suppose be on a par with the rest of the European clubs, which we are now at, which is amazing. We just must mention the lovely Mary and your gorgeous 10-month-old Bambino at home. Has becoming a father made you a little bit more reflective in your playing or with your career?
Yeah, a little bit. I suppose I'm just kind of taking things as they come now. To be honest, I'm enjoying it a bit more as well. Like it kind of with rugby, it's very it's very mental side of things as well. So it is a bubble, and you need to get away from that bubble. So having something new at home, like our little baby Max, and it's quite hectic at home at the minute, obviously, because Mary's trying to get a business up off the ground as well. She had a startup. She had a pitch for funding about 4 weeks after we had Max. So,
oh my God, good for her.
I know, she's doing brilliant.
So time is busy. So your time in the pitch then is your quiet time.
Exactly, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Well, listen, no pressure, but you've set yourselves up for next year.
We look forward to following you.
You're a chance. Thanks for coming in, Devin.
Thanks
for helping Vincent O'Pall out as well. Good on you.
Thanks
very
so much,
much,
Devin.
Cheers.
Have a good
Right,
morning.
up next, more Leopard Prince Styles on the catwalk. Roar.